Hello, dear students. Welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 10 Training and Doping in Sports. And today's topic we are going to learn that is classification of doping. I have given number 1 because classification I have classified the doping in two parts because there are the two types of doping. So, in today's class, we are going to learn only one part of doping or one type of doping. And in the next class, we are going to learn another one. So, let's start without wasting the time. Now, types of doping. Now, doping is usually done during or before competition. Doping can be changed classified into two ways. Now, there are the two types of doping, that is performance enhancing substance and physical method. So let's understand with the help of this chart. Now, there are the two types through which the doping is being done. The athlete used to dope for increasing their performance, for enhancing their performance, and another method is physical method. So for performance enhancing substances which are being taken to dope, that is stimulants, steroids, agonist, that is narcotics, diuretics, and peptide hormones. Whereas the physical method, there are the three different physical method is there, that is blood doping, gene doping, and control on sample. But we are going to study this blood doping and gene doping. But today in this topic we are going to learn performance enhancing substances, that are the stimulants, steroids, then narcotics, diuretics, and peptide hormones. So let's start. I hope so this is clear. Types of doping, two types of doping, performance enhancing substances method, and another is physical method. So performance enhancing substances. Which are the performance enhancing substances? So for performance enhancing substance, first we are having that is stimulants. So stimulants are such drugs that enhances the alertness and physical activity. So the person or the athlete who used to take the stimulant, that are the types of drugs that enhances the alertness. Even though the medicine which has been available from the hospital is also known as a drug, but we are talking about these because they all are being considered as drug only. Drug means medicine which are being taken either to cure itself, either the person used to take either to cure itself, or these are the medicines or these are the drugs which has been taken to improve their sports performance in the field of sports. So stimulants are such drugs that enhances the alertness and physical activity by increasing the heart and breathing rate. So here heart rate and breathing rate increases, so what happens, that more there will be RBCs will carry more oxygen to the various part of the body, rate and the function of the brain. So it also reduces the fatigue. The person will never feel fatigue, they will always feel fresh. And this drug is taken orally by nasal spray and by injection. There are the two ways the stimulants are being taken, with the nasal spray and by injection. These drugs are amphetamine, cocaine, and adrafinil. So these are the names of the medicines. These are the drugs which are being taken by the athlete. These are considered as stimulants so that they can perform better. So here main stimulants is what? To enhance the alertness and physical activity. What does that do? They used to do that increases the heart and the breathing rate and the function of the brain. Alertness increases, so they know that what during the sports what they need to do. Second, we are having that is peptide hormones. Peptide hormones are produced by the glands in the body. These substances circulate in the body. They improve the growth of the muscle and increases the production of RBCs. When the production of RBCs are increased, that means that because RBC carries maximum oxygen. So here when the RBCs carries oxygen, when the oxygen is being reached to the all over part of the body, so what happens? The performance also increases. The muscle here it also helps us in growth of the muscle and increases the production of RBCs. So what does the peptide hormone used to do? That increase that helps us in growth of the muscle and as well as increase the production of RBC, red blood cells. These substances also increases the ability of the blood to carry oxygen. See, it is been there that RBC carries the oxygen. They change the balance of the other hormone in our body also. These substances are banned in the games. The example of these substances are human growth hormones, insulin, and erythropoietin. So these are the examples are being given because which are being helpful for the growth of the human body. So peptide hormones, either it may be taken with the help of the injections, so that helps to improve the muscle growth as well as the production of RBCs. When the RBCs production will be more, so more carrying there, because our red blood cells carries oxygen also, so oxygen will be also carried more. Then we are having third one is anabolic steroid. Anabolic steroids are also being taken by the athlete or by the in the sports competition, and these whatever we are talking about, these are performance enhancing drugs are being taken either during the competition or before the competition. So here anabolic steroid, after taking this steroid, the player can do training for hours without any fatigue. That means it is very clear the person who are been taking these steroids, they used to work for a long time period without getting fatigue, and they used to continuously, they will be having a good momentum in their motion, they will be having good motion where they can perform more and more better. These steroids are also helpful in regaining the lost strength. If the any of the person has lost the strength, then they used to take such types of steroids which is going to help them to overcome the fatigue. They increases the strength and the size of the muscle, which in turn enhances the player performance. What happens? The size of the muscle increases, enhances the player performance also increases. These steroids are drostanolone, then metonolone, and oxandrolone. So these are the types of name of the steroid, but you need to remind this anabolic steroid, you need to remind the name like stimulant, peptide hormone, anabolic steroid. These names you need to remind. So these are the steroid, the names of the steroids are being given. Lone, actually see the last word, it is lone, in all it is being given it is being given drostanolone, then metonolone, and oxandrolone. So these are the consideration wherever you may find out these medicines where it has been ending with such types of suffixes, it has been considered as an anabolic steroid. The player can take them orally or by injecting in muscles. Directly they used to inject in their muscles, or they can take orally. Pills also. Then we are having fourth is narcotics. These drugs are used by the player when they have to do training for long time without feeling any fatigue. Main thing is what, if you used to avoid fatigue, that means the endurance level of an athlete increases, because there is a continuous supply of oxygen or oxygenated blood to all over part of the body, and they will not feel any type of pain or exhaustion, they will not feel fatigue, so they can perform any of the activity for a longer time period, either it may be a training or during the sports, long time without feeling any fatigue. When a player gets injured and he feels a lot of pain, he use these drugs to lessen the pain. What happens? The narcotic is being taken so that they can reduce the pain if they used to feel the pain. His attention towards the injury is diverted and continues his game and improves his performance. So for diverting the pain, so that they want to play, though they have got injured, but they, even though they want to play, so they used to take such types of narcotics which is going to help them to perform more and more better without having any without paying more attention towards their injury, because their mind used to get diverted. Some players take these drugs and reduces stress. These drugs are morphine, heroin, and pethidine. So you can see the name, the suffixes are being given IN, INE. Clear? So this is just I am giving an idea. I don't know that all of these medicines which are been ending with such types of suffixes are being narcotics only, but these are the considered as an one type of drug. Then we are having glucocorticosteroid. Now glucocorticosteroid, these drugs enhances the player's capacity to bear the pain and reduce fatigue. Main means you can see the performance enhancing drug. When we are talking about the performance enhancing drug, at that time most of the drugs are helpful for the player, Actually, it is not helpful, but it is harmful for the player. It is only helpful for a particular time period, only for a short time period, either for the competition or before the competition. They used to increase their capacity during the training time. Clear? So these drugs enhances the player's capacity to bear the pain and reduce the fatigue as well. By taking these drugs, the player continues their work as usual. Clear? Now, glucocorticosteroids are being divided into three other parts, that is beta 2 agonist. Uh, these drugs are being used in asthma. See, this beta 2 agonist, this is a drug which is being used in asthma. The patient of the asthmas are being given this beta 2 agonist. But for a normal person, if they used to take this, then it is beneficial during the game, but it is harmful for them also because it is going to harm in future. So though these drugs are being taken in through inhalers. Through these drugs, more oxygen is transported in the body. You can see that there is a good oxygen supply of oxygen. Then definitely there will be less fatigue. The person is going to have less pain and less fatigue. So this is why the player of a long distance race or a player who plays sports of long duration takes these drugs. See, beta 2 agonist, if that it is been prescribed under the doctor's prescription only, the doctor used to prescribe, and it is only for the asthma patient. But these drugs are being used for the player for the long distance race who plays the sport for long duration takes these drugs. These drugs are taken to enhance the respiratory function and increase the capacity for the strenuous effort and resistance. So here you can see that the athlete who used to take beta 2 agonist, they are taking such types of drug because that used to help in more oxygen transportation to all over the body. Clear? Then glucocorticosteroid, another we are having, that is diuretics. See, these diuretics are been also been taken to reduce the weight. Many of in the wrestling or weightlifting, where they used to reduce the weight of an individual, they use the diuretics because with the help of this diuretic, they used to reduce the weight. So through the use of these drugs, performance in the sports is not enhanced. Performance is not enhanced. But what happened? But through their use, the quantity of the water in the body is reduced. When the body quantity of water in the body reduces, automatically the weight also used to reduce of an individual. So these drugs are being used in boxing, wrestling, weightlifting. These drugs are being used to reduce the weight loss rapidly. These drugs are taken to avoid anti-doping test. For what it is being taken? These drugs are being taken to avoid anti-doping test. For example, dextran and diuretics. These are the types of diuretics which are being taken. Then third we are having glucocorticosteroid, that is cannabinoid. So the example of the cannabinoids are hashish and marijuana. These are the types of drugs. You have seen the movie also of the movie Sanju. I don't want to quote the examples of the movie, but just I want to, because the person was being involved in the taking the heroin and that all. But here many of the players, they used to use such types of drug, glucocorticosteroid. These are being banned drugs. Actually, it is being banned, and using these drugs activates the brain, and the player have a feeling of relaxation. If the player mind is totally being relaxed, that means that focus level of that person increases. If they have got relaxed, their muscles also have got relaxed. The oxygen level to all over the part of the body will be good, clear, and they will be having less pain. So these are the types of drugs which are being considered glucocorticosteroids, which has include diuretics and cannabinoids. And you can see that this helps in activating the brain of the player and have the feeling of relaxation. So there are the different types of drugs, but you need to remind this name, because you can't there is another option for these names, but these are the names you need to remind. And there are the few points you need to remind inside. The diuretic is for what? For weight loss. It is not performance enhancing drugs. It is not going to increase the performance, but it is going to reduce the weight, because the boxing, wrestling and weightlifting, such types of sports, they require weight category where they want to reduce their weight. If for example, if any of the athletes are having 70 kg, Then if they want to reduce 5 kg, they want to go for 65 kg, then they need to reduce weight for 5 kg. So they used to use such types of diuretics and they used to reduce their weight. So I hope so this is the part 1 which has been clear, and next we are going to learn the physical method. So from my side today this much. You can prepare the notes on the basis of this. Thank you everyone.